Ball. Emperor Villa Saga. 1 Watt. If the moon was full, when Goku defeated the Rabbit Gang, causing him to transform into the user form 2 Watt. If Sharon inverted the wishes that he granted. World Tournament Saga. 1 Watt. If Goku discovered foreign power while training under Master Roshi 2 Watt. If Master Roshi found out that Goku used launch alone and kicked Krillin out. Red Ribbon Army Saga. 1 Watt. If Drive Gero had died when Goku had desperate with the Red Ribbon Army 2 Watt. If Yamcha and Bulma eventually became androids 17 and 18 2 Watt. If Goku got a Zenkai boost right after nearly being killed by Mercenary Town. Fortune Teller Baba Saga. 1 Watt. If Launch used the Dragon Balls to wish to become Goku's personal mate to get away from Master Roshi. Teen Shinran Saga. 1 Watt. If Goku had defeated Tien at the World Tournament. King Piccolo Saga. 1 Watt. If Kami brought the moon back and Goku killed King Piccolo by transforming into the giant ape 2 Watt. If Goku went Super Saiyan after saying Krillin killed by Tambourine. Piccolo Jr. Saga. 1 Watt. If Master Roshi taught Goku the Thunder Shock Surprise attack before the World Martial Arts Tournament 2 Watt. If Kami had never removed Goku's tail 3 Watt. If Goku got a Zenkai boost right after nearly being killed by King Piccolo. Piccolo Jr. Saga. 1 Watt. If Goku accidentally changed history when he used the Pendulum Room in episode 129 the Time Room 2 Watt. If all of the Zig fighters except for Chiatsu and Piccolo got the same exact buff form that Master Roshi has pre-inspired by Watt. If Mem 568 by Majin Lord on Deviant Art Watt. If Goku learned the evil containment wave to seal a Piccolo and then train under King Kai early 4 Watt. If Goku got a Zenkai boost right after nearly being killed by Piccolo. Dragon Ball Z. Saiyan Saga. 1 Watt. If Goku did not let go of Raditz's tail before Piccolo used his special beam cannon for the second time 2 Watt. If Piccolo had fused before the Saiyans arrived on Earth 3 Watt. If Gohan and Krillin had showed up during the point when Goku was building the Spirit Bomb 4 Watt. If Bibidi had come to Earth in the Saiyan Saga and Goku falls under Bibidi's control and transforms into a non-Super Saiyan Majin Goku and kills both Piccolo and Raditz 5 Watt. If Tarble had come to Earth and warned Goku about the coming of Raditz and Goku and Piccolo had defeated Raditz 6 Watt. If Gohan and Krillin had showed up during Goku's fight with Azure Vegeta and allowed Goku to kill Vegeta with the Spirit Bomb 7 Watt. If Yamcha's hero beat the battles with both the Saberman and against Nappa 8 Watt. If the Zoo fighters trained in the hyperbolic time chamber right before the Saiyans arrived 9 Watt. If Piccolo was accidentally killed by Uzuragaten during the events of Episode 8, Gaten Goes Bananas 10 Watt. If Piccolo never gave up on his revenge on Goku and used Garlic Jr. as black water mist to turn Gaten evil. 11 Watt. If Krillin and Master Roshi drank the Super Deadly Water and Goku and Krillin trained in the hyperbolic time chamber for 6 hours 12 Watt. If Goku was descended from a race of monkey demons instead of being a Saiyan. Frieza Saga. 1 Watt. If Guru unlocked Goku's and Vegeta's hidden powers and added into unlocking Goku's and Krillin's 2 Watt. If Piccolo had learned the kaio-ken and Spirit Bomb from King Kai 3 Watt. If Captain Shinju had been successful in switching bodies with Vegeta 4 Watt. If Den had healed Goku before Frieza 5 Watt. If Goku had gone with Gaten and Krillin to Namek 6 Watt. If all of the dead Zoo fighters learned the kaio-ken and Spirit Bomb from King Kai 7 Watt. If the Super Saiyan transformations were permanent 8 Watt. If Goku got a Zenkai boost during his fight with Frieza as a Super Saiyan 9 Watt. If Piccolo remained in Planet Namek and fought Frieza alongside of Super Saiyan Goku 10 Watt. If Goku was healed and by Shenron and got a Zenkai boost and defeated Frieza far easier 11 Watt. If Piccolo remained on Namek and helped Goku fight Frieza 12 inspired by Watt. If Mem 493 by Majin Lord Undeviant Art Watt. If Goku became evil when he transformed into a Super Saiyan. 13 Based on the fact the Frieza Saga is kind of a Star Wars parody. What if Bardock ran the Empire that once Frieza's and was the Saga main villain? Trunks Saga. 1 Watt. If Goku learned all of the spirit control techniques 2 Watt. If both Goku and Vegeta traveled to planet Yardrat and both learned instant transmission. Android Saga. 1 Watt. If Vegeta caught the heart virus instead of Goku 2 Watt. If Drive Gerald put his brain into an android body with an infinite energy generator instead of an energy-absorbing Model 3 Watt. If Drive Gerald wanted to put his brain into either Goku or Vegeta's body. Imperfect Cell Saga. 1 Watt. Trunks killed Android 18. While Vegeta was fighting Semi-Perfect Cell. Perfect Cell Saga. 1 Watt. If Goku was trapped in the hyperbolic time chamber. Cell Game Saga. 1 Watt. If Cell came back 7 years later as Meta Cell instead of Cooler 2 Watt. If the Zoo fighters jumped into Gaten's fight with Cell and killed Semi-Perfect Cell before he tried to self-destruct 3 Watt. If Android 16 survived the Cell Game's 4 Watt. if Gato took down Hercule at the World Martial Arts Tournament as revenge for taking the credit for beating Cell 5 watts, if Goku had used the hyperbolic time chamber a second time 6 watt, if future Trunks learns the kaio-ken and the spirit bomb 7 watt, if Gato failed to save Vegeta from Cell's attack. Bibbidi Saga 1 watt. If Bibbidi collaborated with the World Martial Arts Tournament, was that event determining the universe's future 2 watt. If Bibbidi didn't care about Majin Buu and just used his mind control magic to conquer the universe. Fusion Saga 1 watt. If Vegeta had never defused 2 watt, if Goten and Trunks had fused using the Potara earrings 3 watt, if Goku transformed into Majin Goku in order to kill Super Buu 4 watt, if Goku fused with Tien and Hercule 5 watt, if fortune teller Babri 5 Bibbidi for a day instead of Vegeta 6 watt, if Elder Kai had unlocked Goku's potential as well as Goten's. Kid Buu Saga 1 watt. If Bibbidi used his magic to turn the Z fighters into Majins, allowing them to kill Kid Buu way easier 2 watt. If Kabuto Kai brought Goten and Trunks to help fight against Kid Buu. Movies 1. Inspired by Anime Theory by Emperor Joker Watt. If Goku went Super Saiyan Damn K2 against during his fight with Lord Slug 2 watt, if Cooler became an ally to the Z Fighters 3 watt, if Meta Cooler knew all of the spirit control techniques 4 watt, if Goku went Ultra Instant after absorbing the Spirit Bomb when fighting Android 13. 5 watt. If Goku and Vegeta fused into Vegeta and killed Beerus after transforming into a Super Saiyan 4. TV specials 1 watt. If Bardock faked his death and got to Earth to race Goku and train to defeat Frieza 2 watt, if the guys had gotten involved and helped Goten and Trunks defeat the androids 3 watt, if Bardock trained under Master Roshi 4 watt, if future Goten kept his tail unused to transform into a great ape and kill the androids. Dragon Ball Super Goku Black Saga 1 watt. If the Z Fighters used the Super Saiyan God Ritual on future Trunks 2 watt, if Goku went to future New Namek to wish that timeline's Z Fighters back to life. Universal Survival Saga 1 watt. If the Z Fighters hyperbolic time chamber to get as much time as possible to prepare for the Tournament of Power and have Elder Kai unlock all of their potentials. Dragon Ball GT Baby Saga 1 watt. If Baby took over Goku into the Vegeta Shadow Dragon Saga 1 watt. if Vegeta had killed Omega Shenron and Dragon Ball GT got an alternate ending to what if the original parts of Dragon Ball Super took place after Dragon Ball GT 3, inspired by the YouTube video what if Goku Black traveled to GTL Dragon Ball what if Goku Black appeared during the Shadow Dragon Saga and was the one to go off with Shenron instead of the actual Goku. Alternate Mentor Saga. 1. What if Goku had been trained by Master Sheen after the Fortune Teller Baba Saga 2? What if Goku trained under Yamcha 3? What if Gohan had been trained by Vegeta 4? What if Gohan had become one of Garlic Jr.'s disciples? Hell Saga. 1. What if Goku had used the Spirit Bomb during the fight with the Ginyu Force and accidentally destroyed planet Namek? Alternate Hyperbolic Time Chamber. 1. What if Goku went into the alternate hyperbolic time chamber and relived all of his experiences from the Emperor Pilaf Saga to the Kid Buu Saga 2? What if the teacher went into the alternate hyperbolic time chamber and experienced everything that Goku did from the Emperor Pilaf Saga to the Saiyan Saga 3? What if Goku went into the alternate hyperbolic time chamber and had to take up the reins as Earth's hero 4? What if Piccolo went into the alternate hyperbolic time chamber and had to take up the reins as Earth's hero 5? What if Gotenks went into the alternate hyperbolic time chamber and was trained with other fusions made up of different heroes and fight fusions made up of different villains? 1. Inspired by what if Mem59 by Majin Lord Undeviant Art? What if Goku's space bot had landed in a Kartian evil medieval world and Goku is raised by the Disney princesses 2? What if Goku and Naruto were switched at birth 3? What if Goku temporarily lived next door to Hang Hill 4? Inspired what if Mem 349, 350, 351 and 649 by Majin Lord on Deviant Art? What if Goku went to the Naruto universe and trained under Manga in between the Red Ribbon Army Saga and the Tien Shinhan Saga, learned the 8 inner games, and eventually teaches Rock Lee the kaio-ken?